there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica, and today we are going to be working on crystals. I had a viewer request to do a little bit of a tutorial, or at least how I color them on crystals. So I was going to show you a few examples of some of the things that I've done with them, and then we will work on a couple of different ways that I would do it. So first, I've got this page, which hopefully is all in frame, yes. So I've got these crystals down here at the bottom. This was done super easily with just watercolor pencils and a white gel pen. And that's it. And it's quick and easy. And if that's all you want to do for your crystals, then that's one way that you can do it totally. I've got a couple of other examples in here. In both Hannah Carlson books are wonderful for crystals or gems, everything sparkly. And I've got a couple things in these books, I think. So this one. Okay, so this page on this side, I'm not finished with this side yet, so I still have these little gems to do. But I've got I've used Prismacolors on this, and I've got a few little gems inside the flowers done. And I've got a couple different colors inside in those gems. The nice things about gems and crystals and things like that is you can make them any color, any way that you want, because there are no set definitions for how they're supposed to look. So, I think I picked these colors because I had the pink in the background for the sky and the blue flowers all around. Or it might have just been I wanted pink and blue crystals and I just decided to do it that way. But yeah, so that's another way to do it. And then I've got this one started here, and this is just with one color. So if you just want to do one color, that's an achievable way to do it as well. And then I've got, what else do I got in here? Okay, so this is the one, let me double check that these aren't other, wait, I think I have one more. Where is it? Okay, here's another one that I did with watercolors, and this is again 2 different watercolors. And I think those were, I want to say that these were Inktense pencils, so definitely an achievable way to do that. And then I did this page. And these were using a super budget pencil. It was my Artlicious pencils. And I did all of the gems in the background using those, and used, I think, 4 different color schemes, I believe, and just wanted it to be kind of like a rainbow effect. So, yeah, really like the way that those turned out. And so those examples were just to show you that there's so many different ways to color crystals that even if you have never seen it before, you can still do it because it probably exists somewhere in nature. So yeah, so there is those. I do have this book that I just recently got. It's the Mythographic Dream Garden. It's the newest one by Fabiana Attanasio. And I love this book. And I was going to do this page, so I thought that I would work on the crystals a little bit with you guys, show you how I'm going to approach them. I have gone through and whited out some of the hidden objects. There weren't too many on this page, so that was nice. But like you can see, I still have like puzzle piece right here. I still have this hot air balloon here, but everywhere else, so there's whited out objects all over the page. I'm hoping I'll lift it up closer so you can see. So you've got like this object up here, this little pipe thing, this hat, this tape measure that was there. But I thought that this was a really cool page because it's, the crystals are coming out of the flowers, and then there's also flowers, and I just thought it was pretty. So this is one of the pages I wanted to work on. I wanted to show you kind of how I'm planning on doing the crystals in this book. And then I have another book here where I can, this is in Hannah Carlson's Summer Nights, where there's a whole page of gems and crystals that you can do, and it's a great place to practice that stuff. These kind of pages don't have to be like the best thing that you've ever colored. They can be a place where you can practice your skills for those kind of objects. So we might work in that just a little bit so I can show you a couple of other ways that I would do crystals. But for now, I'm going to be using my Prismacolor pencils because they are my favorite way to do gemstones and crystals. Do I need? No, I should be good. So I am going to zoom you in a little bit closer so that you guys can see what I'm actually doing, and then we'll get started. Okay, so I'm going to be working on this big crystal up here, and basically I've pulled a range of different purples, and I just want to have a purple-ish gemstone on this one. I think that my color scheme is going to be pinks and purples for this page, but I don't know for sure. So we're just going to start, and I've grabbed, for my darkest blue, I've grabbed the violet blue, which is PC933. And because of their super organic shapes, crystals don't have a definite place where they're always going to be lighter or always going to be darker depending on where the light hits them, because there are imperfections and different things inside the crystals themselves that will change the way that the light reflects and change how much light comes through the crystal as well. I like to have these, like these tiny little bits here and here, be white so that they are super reflective and then that's showing. But then I will pick just a few other places. In these larger sections here, I would have like a fade, like from like dark to light. And then in some of these other areas, I'll have mostly dark or medium tone or light, depending on what it's almost just like what I feel like doing. It's not a hard and fast rule with crystals, because you can, like I said, you can pretty much do whatever you want, and nobody can say, well, that's not supposed to look like that. So the nice thing about these books is the artist has put in these little lines where they think that there would be some kind of shadow. So I will take that cue and I will add a little bit of this dark color right over those black lines. I'm going to add a little bit of dark around where the leaves are here. And then, yeah, so I'm just going to go through and do that really quick. I'm not using very hard pressure. Just getting some color down on the page here. And then the other thing that you can do is, like I did it right here, I colored in where the lines were from the artist, but then I extended that color up a little bit. And this is just, I'm just using my darkest color here to get all of the shadows kind of put in here. Okay, then I'm going to go to my next lighter shade, which is violet. And I'm going to color right over top of where that dark color is and expand outward just a little bit from where the that darker purple color is. And you'll notice this part back here doesn't have any of that, it didn't have any of the little texture lines. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of this lighter purple in the corners here. Yeah, I do like to color images like this because the artist has provided those lines where you might have some kind of darker tone. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my next darkest, which is the Parma Violet. And again, I'm just coloring right over top of where that was and expanding outward a little bit. I am going to leave some areas that are larger areas of white because I want some contrast on a couple of these, and others I want to be a nice soft blend. And then we'll go in with this color, which is lilac. And I'm just going to lightly, very lightly bring that color into different areas here. Okay. And this is where my favorite part is. So I have invested in I think a couple of these now, 12 packs of white Prismacolor pencils, because these are like my magic pencil, I think. I love to blend with these. I just love them. I love them. I could say it one more time, but I think you get you get what I mean here. I am going to put a little bit of paper behind this here. Okay. Yeah, and so now I'm just going to take my white and I'm going to start in the light areas, the area where there's no color, and I'm going to blend into this other color on this one. On these a couple of these others, I'm just going to start in the darker area and bring it into the white. And this is where it gets fun, because things start moving and blending, and it's neat to watch it all kind of blend there. And I do like to have a piece of scrap paper at the side so that I can clean my white pencil off. But you can just kind of see how it takes those colors that you've already put down and just magically mixes them all up. Like one of my coloring friends likes to say, it smushes it. It's a smusher, smushy pencil. And I'm using firm pressure. I'm not pushing super, super hard, but I am using pretty firm pressure so that things actually move around and do what they're supposed to do. And then we'll get this little section. And then I've got these sections here that are just going to be white, so I'm just going to leave those. Just going to go ahead and cover those with white, so in case I get more color into that, it doesn't ruin it. So I'm going to go back in with my dark color again. I'm going to add that violet blue in the areas where I think it would be absolutely darkest. So around the flower here. And then again, wherever those lines were, I'm just going to add that color back in a little bit. And that's basically it for the color. I mean, you can always play with it a little bit, come back in with your lighter colors and blend things out a little bit more if you feel like you want to do that. And then I usually will go through, so if there's a, what am I trying to say? If there is a color in the background, this will really pop off the page. I don't know how much it's going to show with just the, oh, my pen's going to be persnickety. All right, I hope that works. I think I got it going. I'm just using a Posca. This is the 0.7 millimeter or the PC1MR. I'm not sure if that's even how you would do it, but I just go through and I follow the lines that the artist has provided for the gem. And you don't have to be super precise on these. These don't have to be like solid white lines. They can be a little wobbly. They can be skippy. This is just to kind of give the illusion of shine more so than to completely white out the line. So then in here I've kind of done those little areas that were that I left white, I just covered those up with some more Posca to make them nice and bright and white. But yeah, so there is my little purple gemstone, and I probably will do the majority of the rest of these similarly. I might vary the colors a little bit, but I'll probably stick with those colors for the rest of it, and then have like, I'll do some pink flowers and some other little things, and then have a really fun background. Maybe just a color pencil background. I don't know yet. Still working on that one, but yeah, so there is one way to do it. And then I'm going to get out that other book and show you just a couple other ways that I might want to do that. Let me open this book off screen here. Here we go. So let's do this one straight in the middle here. And I'm just going to use some watercolor pencils. I have these Super Color watercolor pencils that are off to the side here. They're from Caran Dash. I've done this with Neocolors, I've done this with Inktense, I've done this with regular watercolors, and I've done this with Arteza watercolors, pencils. So really any kind of water medium that you have will work. So let's do, what do we think? I try to probably picked these colors beforehand. Let's do some turquoisey colors. So I've got my malachite green and my jade green colors here picked. And I'm just going to come in and color some areas with these colors. And again, this is the exact same way that I did it on my, what's it called? That coloring page, the Carolina Kubikowska book that I had. I just randomly went in and put color down wherever I felt like I wanted it. It's not even wherever I felt like it was supposed to be. It was just wanted. And now I'm going to use my darker color, and I am leaving quite a few spots where it's just white, because I want this color to be able to flow and move and have highlights and shadows and all the good stuff. We'll do that there, a little bit here, give a little here, and yeah. All right, so let's see what that does. And the nice thing about these is you can always go and add more. So I've got my water brush here, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to start in my lighter area and move into my dark and get that color flowing and moving. And make sure you have a paper towel handy so that you can clean your brush off. And just basically move things around. I might need a little bit more pigment in these lighter areas, so I'm going to color those areas just a little bit darker so I have enough pigment to move around. Okay, let's try that. With your darker colors, those react wonderfully, but sometimes with your lighter colors, if you don't push hard enough, they don't want to move and spread and do all the fun stuff that they need to do. Yeah, and when I bring that color into the whiter areas, I want to make sure to clean off my brush so I'm not completely getting rid of that white area, that I'm just adding a touch of color into it. I don't want it to be completely covered with color. So every time I take my brush off screen, that's what I'm doing. I'm just cleaning my brush off with a paper towel. Okay. I think that's looking good. And now I can go in, actually, I'm going to add in a little bit of this light olive color, which is like a yellowy green kind of color. And I'm hoping it doesn't look too crazy, but we'll see. So I'm just going to take it right off the tip of the pencil with my brush. and just add it in a few spots and just kind of dab it around in a couple of spots where I want a little bit more color variation. And that just kind of adds a little bit more, I don't know, fun, interest, I guess. Yeah, I think that looks all right. And then again, I would probably go through and I would white all of those areas out so that you get that reflection off the edges. Yeah, so there's that one. And then I want to show you one more, show you that you can do this with some budget pencils. And I've got, let me see what I've got. Hang on. Okay, I've got my Crazy Art pencils, which are stupid cheap. I've got 36 colors to work from. And I'm going to do this one down here. I do need to get some. Yep. Hopefully, no, that one's fine. Okay, yeah, so we're going to do this one down here. And I am going to grab a couple of colors. Let's do a varied color one. Let's do like, I always tend to go for like jewel tones, so like pinks and purples and greens and things. But I feel like you could probably do it, like you could make this look like gold. You could make it look like, I don't know, like topaz or amber even. Ooh, amber might be good. I wonder if I can get an amber look from this. Let me try that. So I've got this sunflower color there. What else do I got? Sorry, I've got all my pencils in this little thing because I don't have a plastic, nope, not plastic, that's not what I meant to say, a case for them yet. So just toasted toffee, and I want this apricot color. Yep, I want those three colors. So we're going to shoot for amber with this one. And I think instead of the white, I am going to use my cream color from Prismacolor, because that is another really good blender. And although he's a little baby right now, so hopefully it'll work for me. Okay, I gotta sharpen a couple pencils, hang on. Okay, so this amber color is probably not gonna go so great with these pretty turquoisey blues colors that I have up here, but like I said, this is a tester page and a practice page, so I'm gonna start with, what do I want to start with? I'm going to start with sunflower, I think. Yeah. And I'm going to just grab a couple of places. Here and there where I think that this color would be. The other good thing to do is to, if you have an idea for what kind of crystals you want to make or what kind of gemstone you want to do, look it up. Look at Pinterest, look at Google. You should be able to find some kind of reference photo to work from to kind of tell you, you know, what colors are going to be in this gemstone, how to kind of recreate that look. And this one, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. This is kind of just an experiment just for you guys. So we'll see. A lot of the times when there are these flat surfaces, I like to just give a little bit of color like in a corner, and then the rest of it is going to be reflective, if that makes sense. Yeah. Let me just add in some more colors here. Yeah, you can see that one there I did just solid, and sometimes I do it solid, sometimes I just add a little bit of color to the edges. This is similar to how I would color like well, maybe not gems like these, but this is, yeah, this is definitely a crystal method, I guess. But there are times still when I'll look at a crystal and be like, I don't know how to color that. That's too much. Okay, and then I'm going to take this apricot color. Do you say apricot or apricot? I think I say both. I say both of them. I'm just going to expand that color out into these areas a little bit more, and then I'm going to come in with this cream and see if I can blend these crazy art pencils. Not exactly like Prismas, but they do blend. Boy, I'm telling you, every time I use these crazy art pencils, guys, it's like, it's just eye-opening. I mean, you can buy, I don't know, 12 of them. I think I bought 12 of them for $1. 24 of them for $1, something like that. I mean, it was nuts how cheap they were. Sorry about that. I had a little one interrupt me. All right, so I'm just blending these crazy art pencils with my Prisma. My Prisma cream, actually. And then I'll probably come back in and add a little bit more. I don't know that this looks like amber, but it, you know, it was a neat idea. Kind of a different color scheme that you don't normally see. I do want a little bit darker down here, so I might bring in my, what's this other brown? Just brown. Yeah, I might bring in this brown color and see if I can get this area in here a little darker. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Just adding in bits and pieces here and there to give some contrast between my lights and my darks. A lot of the times when gems overlap, like these two overlap here, I will try to get like a darker line along that edge just to create a sense of depth, really. And then everywhere where I've put that dark color, I'm going to come back over with my, whatever this color was, Toasted Toffee. Ooh, toffee, that sounds good right now. Okay. What do we think? How's that looking? And you just kind of go until you feel like you might have gotten it. It's really just how you feel about it. It's fun to do these with, it's really fun to do. My favorite way to do them is with Prismacolors. This would be more of like a layering pencil. So, you know, harder pencils like these, Crayolas, I don't know what other one, popular ones, polychromos ones, any oil-based pencils, probably the Brute Fooners I would think are probably similar in this aspect. Those are all good for layering. And then you've got your watercolor mediums where you just kind of go in and go crazy and have fun. All right, well, I kind of like that. Add in a little bit of this sunflower color back in and make it a little more yellowy. So yeah, I don't know if I necessarily achieved an amber look, but I think that's a fun color combo. Yeah. So that is with budget pencils. And it's really fun to do. Let me see if this is dry. Yeah, that's dry. So another thing that you can do is you can come in with like, I might do it on this one actually. I've got this metallic gel pen. I also think I have a Sparkle Pop Gold, so a sparkly gel pen too. Ooh, is this one almost done with ink? Holy moly, I have used that up. I'm gonna have to get a new one of those. Look at the difference in the ink reservoirs. Oof. And then I've also got these Stardust pens, these Jelly Roll Stardust pens. I've got this clear one, and that's a really fun thing to add in sometimes to these guys. I'm going to use my Arteza gel pen on this one and see if I can get it to work. Yep. And again, you just follow the lines that the artist provided. I really hope that this is focusing on the image and not my hand, because that happens all the time. My lines usually aren't very neat when I do these either, so yeah. So there's a few in that one. Let's see. What's down here? Let's play with our Sparkle Pop and see how that goes. That'll be wet for a minute, so I need to start on this side. Yeah, I don't like it with that one. Let's try this one. I think I'm gonna use my white. One more. Oh, well, that one's fun. I do like that. I don't know if you'll be able to see that sparkle at all. Yeah, I think you can see it a little bit. Yeah, the other nice thing is you can go over these in white. Well, especially like if you've gone over it already with a different medium, you can come back over it with white and white out that line if you don't like it. You try to wait for the gel pen to dry before you do it. I'm going to actually draw a couple of lines with this one so that it gives it a chance to dry. But once the gel pen is dry, once the white gel pen is dry, you can come back in with this Stardust pen and make it sparkly. And you can always come, add stickles over top of it. And that's really fun to do. Yeah, see my Arteza pen's not quite dry. So this Stardust pen is kind of stealing some of the white. But I don't know if you can see how sparkly that is now. It's really fun to do. Okay, so that is my crystal, my How I Color Crystals page. I hope you enjoyed that and learned something and that it was helpful. And yeah, you can, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.